Hey guys, I'm back, and today I'll be unboxing for you this very good looking box here. This is the Assassin's Creed Origins Dawn of the Creed Collector's Edition. There are a few to choose from. This is the one I opted for. Moving right along though, what awesome looking packaging. Assassin's Creed crest, you know, right up front there. Nice, clean box, clean white colored box with sort of gold accents. Got the logo on the front, as I mentioned. The sides, again, with the logo just etched in, or sort of, you know, gold leafed on, whatever you want to call it. Then on the back, we've got this really cool scarab design. There's actually one up top here, I'll show you. It's got like hawk wings spread out with the Assassin's Creed logo in it. So really cool packaging. Actually, this is a really well put together piece. So I'm almost afraid to open it, but it's kind of what I'm doing here, right? So let's get to it. All right, well, actually kind of surprised at how cool this box is. Open it up and you have kind of like a display piece for the statue, which is very cool. There's also a drawer at the bottom up front there. It's got some goodies in it, but let me pull a statue up, put that together, and we'll take a closer look. All right, so we got everything out of that awesome looking box. A few items in here. First off, got a couple lithographs. So as much as these aren't my favorite thing in the world, these are actually pretty cool. Got a nice dark blue kind of background to them and a very neat sort of gold leaf aesthetic with hieroglyphics, that kind of thing. Actually pretty sharp looking, I've got to be honest. Moving right along, we have an art book. So just a little, you know, hardcover art book, exactly what you'd expect to find. You know, in most collector's editions, this is sort of how they're put together. This one's pretty decent. It's got lots of cool Egyptian themed, obviously, you know, concept art and character art, that kind of thing. So all in all, it's a nice addition for sure. But really this is about the statue. We'll get to that in a second. Last up is this bird skull, sort of hawk skull here. And your character, obviously Bayek, is wearing one. I don't think anyone else is gonna be wearing this. But in terms of a display piece, it's actually really cool. So it's got a lot of weight to it, which is nice. Might actually be resin, not plastic. Don't quote me. Color looks good. You know, the paintwork makes it really look like bone. It'll display really well. So actually a very cool little piece, however odd it may be. Now, as far as the statue goes, this thing's actually pretty cool. Now, it does have a few faults. First off, you can really see the seam work in the back of the base. So there's obviously, you know, a few different pieces of plastic that were put together to make that, and you can really kind of see some of those seams. So it is on the back, so it's not going to be super apparent when we put this thing up on display, which makes it a bit nicer, but it is something that you'll notice when you're looking at that. I noticed it right away. The other thing is the base is really light. I mean, the whole thing is just plastic, that's fine. It does have a bit of a wobble too, as you can see. But Bayek himself here weighs more than the base. So if you're gonna pick this up, definitely wanna use two hands. Otherwise it is gonna wanna sort of fall forward away from you. And I feel like that puts potentially, you know, some unwanted stress at the base of his foot here, which is the only thing connecting him to the base. Moving along though, the detail on here is phenomenal. The feather work on the hawk, there's a scarab on the back of the shield, tattoos on his arm, you know, the fabric, the details, some of the design work, patterns, things like that, all throughout. Really well done. So I'm pretty impressed with this piece for sure. So one thing you might have noticed though is there's no game here, and there wasn't a game in that big white box, but thankfully, and as is my preference, this set does come with a game. It's just shipped separately, so you can actually, I think, buy this statue as its own separate unit without having to buy the game. I don't know why anyone would necessarily want to. I feel like if you're going to invest the money in this, you would want the game too, but who knows? Anyway, so you do get the game. It's in a separate tray here. Let me clear some room and I'll pull that up. Okay, so like I said, you are getting a copy of the game with this edition as well, except that the statue itself is actually packaged in a separate box, in a larger box, which is what gets shipped to you. You open that up and you'll get this tray here. So inside the tray, you're gonna get a map, which is kind of cool. You're gonna get a soundtrack. Most importantly, you're gonna get a very cool Steelbook. So at the risk of sounding like a broken record, another awesome Steelbook. I know, I love them all, nothing wrong with that. I'm noticing a bit of a trend though. A lot of games now are doing sort of protagonist, antagonist on you know, each respective side of a Steelbook, and I personally really like that approach. This one's, you know, really well done. The art's great. It's gonna display really well, and this is just another awesome Steelbook for my collection. Now for the map itself, now this is a two-sided poster. One side is obviously a map, so that's of the game region. But the flip side is actually just a series of hieroglyphics, and it looks to be actually the same hieroglyphics that are on the lithograph, just now on a larger poster. All right, well, that's the collector's edition. So actually quite a few items here to round this set out. A map poster of the region, which is kind of cool. You're getting a soundtrack, some lithographs, and a small hardcover art book, which are all pretty neat. Now you're getting this weird bird skull necklace, which if I'm being honest, is starting to grow on me. Never gonna wear it as a necklace, but as a collectible, as a display item, I actually think it's really neat. Moving on, you got a very, very cool Steelbook, and you are getting the season pass as well, which is pretty common for Ubisoft with their collector's editions. And of course the statue. So the base, right, a few shortcomings, a little on the light side, and you can see some of the seams, but overall this is a really highly detailed piece, and I'm really impressed with it overall. So another really good package. Well, that's it for me, guys. As always, thank you very much for checking this out. I look forward to making more videos for you soon. I'll see you then. Thanks.